Welcome in, everyone. It's another Wayside Furniture Blend & Sons Studio C session here at the Summit FM. I'm Chad Miller with a room full of Summit members for what's going to be a really fun session we've been looking forward to here with one of the great up-and-coming sort of indie pop bands out there in the world today, making their way around the country on tour. We are joined by Trousdale today, these three ladies, and the album Out of My Mind is available now. They are in concert tonight, June 28th, 2024, at the Cambridge Room inside House of Blues. Trousdale, welcome to the Summit FM and Studio C.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, if you would, why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Quinn DeAndre.
I'm Georgia Green.
And I'm Lauren Jones.
And they are Trousdale, joining us here again for a Wayside Furniture Blend & Sons Studio C session for our Summit members. And let's get started with the song. Ladies, what do you have for us first?
We got a little song called Sometimes. I'm going to clear my throat a little bit. See, this is the equivalent of like 6 a.m. for tour time for us. So it's still
Totally
a good morning for us.
But that applause really just lifted our spirits.
Yeah, exactly.
You keep me up your sleeve. You take me out when you want. You're too good to believe, then you're gone. I'm always up for a challenge. You're always leading me on, and afterwards I'm left feeling like something's wrong. And I've been trying hard not to rush you, but I'm finding it hard to trust you. 'Cause you're going right when I'm going left. You put me in drive just to break me again. Oh, sometimes you're cool, baby. Sometimes you're high. Sometimes you're in love and sometimes you're not. I'm not afraid to be honest. You suck at telling the truth. I've held your hand so many times trying to get out of you. Yeah, I bet you wouldn't care if I left town. You'd be alright living without me. And I hate that I won't leave. You're going right when I'm going left. You put me in drive just to break me again. Oh, sometimes you're cool, baby. Sometimes you're high. Sometimes you're in love and sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're ooh. Sometimes you're ooh. Sometimes you're ah. Sometimes you're ah. Sometimes you're ooh. I've been trying hard not to rush you, but I'm finding it hard to trust you. 'Cause sometimes you're cool, baby.
Sometimes you're not.
You're going right when I'm going left. Someday you're gonna see that I'm as good as you'll get. You can decide what you need, what you want. 'Cause you're going right when I'm going left. You put me in drive just to break. Oh, you break me again. Sometimes you're cool, baby. Sometimes you're high. Sometimes you're in love and sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're in love and sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're in love and sometimes you're not.
Thank you, guys.
Excellent. We are off and running here with another Wayside Furniture Blend & Sons Studio C session for our Summit members, joined by the trio of ladies who are Trousdale and touring behind their new album Out of My Mind that's out now. Big concert tonight, June 28th, 2024 at the Cambridge Room inside of House of Blues. And you know, a lot of your history as a band actually goes back to your days in college. And I'm just curious, how did you meet and how did this all come together as a band? And tell us about that college experience that brought you together.
Yeah. We all went to the University of Southern California together. 2014 was when we started school, and we were all in the popular music program. So it was a pretty small program. It was easy for us to meet each other, but Georgia and Lauren were in a songwriting class together, and they paired up to write something, and they asked me to join in and add some harmony. And once we did that and we performed it for the class, something was very magical about it, and we've just been following that ever since, pretty much. And we were doing it for fun, just as a passion project for a few years, and then I think about 2019, we really got back together and started doing it seriously. And we've kind of been just running for it ever since.
Right. Well, and I understand that the band's name Trousdale comes from a specific thing related to that campus at USC. What exactly? Where does that come from?
There was a street that runs through the campus. There is a street called Trousdale Parkway.
Okay.
And we were sitting, the story we tell is we were sitting, chatting on the grass, and we looked up and we saw the sign. And then we said, that's it. And then we named our band that in college, and then ever since then, it's kind of stuck. We tried some other things, and they just didn't quite.
Yeah, the Sorrow Sisters. That's not the direction our music went, I don't think.
Yeah, right. We had some sorrowful songs, and then we made some happier ones.
Well, I do appreciate the fact that I like that name because it ties back to the very beginning, and that's something that you'll always have together as the earliest memories and moments of yourselves as a band. And again, it's one thing to try and make it as a singer individually out there in the music world, but as a trio coming together collectively, when that clicks. You mentioned, just now, it's just sort of joining these other two. And I feel like that's when you all sort of felt that it clicked. And, what's that feeling like when you get it and you know that this is the right thing, that makes sense going forward?
Oh, my God. It's so magical. I mean, there are two aspects of it. One is more just about the feeling that we get when we sing together, I think. We took a little bit of a break in college, towards the end of college. We took about a year off of singing together, and we all remember the moment when we came back together. We remember where we were, how we were feeling, and it was just, we sung a chord together, and it's just such a beautiful feeling, and it's easy to take it for granted. I think we do it every night now, but it's so, magical is just the word. It's just, there's something about having to listen and be in the moment with other people at the same time that I think is just unlike a lot of other things. It's such a human experience. Mm-hmm. You had a second part of your question, and I completely forgot what it was.
Just thinking about the magic.
Yeah, just when you know that this clicks as a trio, when it's working and it's the right thing going forward.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's like I said, the musical and kind of more almost spiritual aspect of it, but then there's kind of the life aspect of it, and having all of our goals align and make sure that this is what we want. Something that we always say is that we have kind of this list of priorities that we use to check ourselves. It's mental health is number one, our friendship is second, and the band is third. And as long as those things stay in those priorities, I think that's how we keep the band alive and the love alive.
Yeah. And I think also something that we want to spread is just this message of there's room for everybody, there's space for everybody.
Sure.
We all did pursue our personal careers after college for a little bit, or solo artist projects, I guess. And I think one of the beautiful things about this band for us is just the sorry, my tambourine keeps shaking every time I talk. Just lifting each other up and being our biggest selves.
Yeah, absolutely. And listening to you guys, the harmonies are on point. You sound great, but now seeing you live, it just brings to mind for me, context and analogies are everything when it comes to presenting new music. And I don't know, it all seems to me like Joseph, who we've had in here several times in the past.
We love them.
Combined with someone like Muna, similar.
Oh my God.
Wow.
You're meeting right in the middle of all of that. Or I'm sure those are both inspirations for you. Both those great, terrific artists. Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing and seeing with Trousdale, who are joining us here for a Wayside Furniture Blind & Son Studio C session, touring behind the new album Out of My Mind, which is out now, and performing tonight, June 28th, 2024, at the Cambridge Room at House of Blues. Quinn, Georgia, and Lauren are here performing for Summit members. Let's do another song, ladies. What do you got?
This one is called Point Your Finger.
I heard I'm the talk of the town. You can't keep your mouth shut. They say I've been messing around. If I did, so what? You gonna do about it? Tell all your friends about it. That I'm a sweet talk train wreck trying to get revenge, but I can live without it. Ain't even mad about it. So you can lie, lie, lie. But you better be careful where you point your finger. You never know who's listening. People just love to whisper. What goes around comes back again. I got dirt, but I don't spill the tea. Mama always said you better be careful where you point your finger. Never know when it's gonna point back at you. You think you can win at the same bar every night. You'd seen where I've been. Well, it's the same cut, a different knife sticking out my back. You did it. I got a couple stitches. Now I'm a kissing cake, cash riding horses out west, and I can live without you. Already forgot about you until you lie, lie, lie. So you better be careful where you point your finger. You never know who's listening. People just love to whisper. What goes around comes back again. I got dirt, but I don't spill the tea. Mama always said you better be careful where you point your finger. Never know when it's gonna point back at you. Careful, yeah. Careful, yeah. Said you better be. You better be careful where you point your finger. You never know who's listening. Never know. People just love to whisper. What goes around comes back again. Careful where you point your finger. You never know who's listening. People just love to whisper. What goes around comes back again. I got dirt, but I don't spill the tea. Mama always said you better be careful where you point your finger. Never know when it's gonna point back at you.
Trousdale joining us for a Wayside Furniture Blind & Son Studio C session. Powerful song that was Point Your Finger. And their new album, Out of My Mind, is available now. And big show tonight in Cleveland at the Cambridge Room at House of Blues. And yeah, you know, so I understand that you three took a very hands-on approach when it came to producing your music in this album, and you know, all the different layers that went into that sort of thing. And I don't know. I feel like there's probably indicative of a certain level of confidence that you gained from doing that. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like our sound really didn't start coming together until we started having a pretty heavy hand in the production. We tend to be a little genreless sometimes in the way that we write songs. I think we're all very much song first people. So it's like if the song is good, that's what we're looking for. And then we kind of let the song tell us what it needs in the production. And I think that we always struggled with that working with producers in the past, of just kind of like, if people kind of wanted to box us in. And I think once we started getting involved, we really just felt the sense of freedom to kind of just play with sounds and different kinds of production from song to song. And I think the thing that ties it all together is just the sound of our vocal trio.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one thing to, and that's what producers are there for in helping make a record, is to guide you along the process and suggest some things. But I totally get it when, not that you have it in mind immediately, but as you're going through it, then it comes to you and it clarifies, it crystallizes exactly what you're looking for. I think that says a lot as well.
Yeah. I think also, when we write a song, there's the song baby, and then all three of us are involved in the writing of the song. Mm-hmm. And then after that, it's like, oh my goodness, this song could have so many different lives, and all three of us have different visions maybe in our head of how it's going to go.
Sure.
And so then the production is like this beautiful process of understanding what it's going to look like in a recorded version, and each of us trying to bring language to this, the vibe that we're hearing or the sounds that we're trying to communicate. So it's like it's a part of the process that we really feel strongly about being involved in.
Totally understand that. And now I understand there is a deluxe version of the new album, including a few live songs taken from a recent gig at the El Rey Theater in your hometown of Los Angeles. That particular concert must have been pretty memorable and special to include it on some of those songs on this deluxe edition reissue. Tell me about that gig. It had to be pretty special, right? I mean...
Yeah, it was amazing. It was our biggest headlining show that we've ever played, and it was our hometown show. And yeah, it was so magical. It was like a very surreal moment. I think it happens a lot for us when we're on stage, and it always depends. It could be any random show anywhere with any number of people in it, but sometimes there is just something that happens in the show where you can have a moment of
There's
like...
an energy there.
Yeah, and you can
That's
step
why we
out.
go to live shows.
Yeah, exactly. And like, we're so
we
lucky.
We feed off of it and you feed off the crowd.
Exactly.
We do, and it's so dependent on the crowd, I think, like how we experience it as well, and then what experience we can give back to the audience.
Sure.
And there are moments where you can really step outside of yourself and like recognize what's going on, and I think the El Rey for us was one where we could... The last time we had played the El Rey was our senior showcase, and Lauren was mentioning this earlier, but it was like the first time that we had sung together again after a while of taking a break, and that was back in 2018. So it was a really magical place for us to perform years ago, and to now come back and be headlining it and having everyone come there to see us.
Well, that tells me that's a full circle moment.
It was very full circle.
And that aspect had to be extremely special as well to add to it.
It was. It was just such a surreal moment to like really be able to see how far we had come.
Yeah.
And it felt very representative of our journey so far. And then I think we killed it too. So we were like, let's put it out and have other people listen to it.
Well, no, that's a benchmark for you three in your young career as musicians. And yeah, I mean, especially at a place like the El Rey. You said, you did your senior project there, and now you're back there for your biggest gig ever. I know there's a lot of historic venues in LA, like the Troubadour and, the Viper Room. Tell me about the El Rey and like how big is it? Like, what's the capacity in there, would you say?
8.
I think I remember it was like 771.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Totally,
yes,
like,
that's what it
and
was.
I think we sold like 701 tickets or something. We just came shy of selling it out.
Yeah.
But we were like, it was such a packed house,
Yeah.
and I mean, it didn't matter at that point. It was
Oh my gosh.
It's like a big, gorgeous stage. Green rooms up at the top on either side. And then looking out.
this.
Yeah, picture this. It's just a gorgeous room where people are standing.
What you're not seeing is the animated directional hand movements that you're doing, the
Yes.
gestures.
And then
I love
over
it.
on the left, there's an exit row.
No, I love that, and I'm just curious because I go to a lot of shows and just trying to compare to venues around here. That sounds like
it's
someplace
definitely
like.
It's definitely one of those rooms. I feel like that room is so special. I love rooms where I feel like I can imagine.
You feel
like,
the
I can-
history and the
I
personality.
imagine the
coming
shows
from
that have
it.
happened there prior because
yeah.
there's a big, almost like dance floor
Right,
almost, like
right.
in the middle, and then like it kind of like there's steps that go up and then wrap around the whole room, and you can just imagine people like swing dancing there or
Totally.
something. You know, it's just like it's such a cool space.
Well, let me tell you, there's plenty of those historical venues in Northeast Ohio, the Cleveland area as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great. I love that. And I love that origin story and that full circle moment of returning to the El Rey and those live tracks on the deluxe edition of your new album. So let's do another live song. We have Trousdale here joining us. They are performing for a Wayside Furniture Blind & Son Studio C session for our Summit members, performing tonight, June 28th, 2024, at the Cambridge Room inside of House of Blues. Quinn, Georgia, and Lauren are here as Trousdale. And what song do you have for us next, ladies?
We are going to play a song called Smart Iowa.
She don't miss the PCH or the California waves. No, she don't. She don't see Adobe skies, 'cause she's got green in her eyes. Yeah, she does. Walked away from everything, left behind the silver screen years ago. And if you ask her why she left, she'll put out a cigarette and say, you know, I got smart and moved to Iowa, where nobody could bother me no more. She wanted her own garden with a big old basset hound out on the porch. She used to wear her wedding rings. Now the only gold she sees is in the corn. She once loved to lead a man who built her castles in the sand years ago. And if you ask her why she ran, she'll reach out and take your hand and say, you know, I got smart and moved to Iowa, where I got what I need and nothing more. When you spend your time surrounded by a million faces, you'll spend your life knocking on doors. There is a world where you can move at slower paces, and people aren't so scared of getting bored. Now she's in her favorite chair with her coffee and the laundry on the line. She don't miss the roles she played, but she thinks about the stage from time to time. Movie sets and curtain calls, broken love and alcohol. She didn't need to have an encore. She said, I got smart and moved to Iowa, where everybody has an open door. I got smart and moved to Iowa, where nobody could bother me no more. I got smart and moved to Iowa. And this is where I'll be forevermore.
Well, that was outstanding. Trousdale and their song "Smart Iowa." The ladies here, the trio, performing for our Summit members. Another Wayside Furniture Blind & Son Studio C session, and in concert tonight, June 28th, 2024, at the Cambridge Room inside House of Blues. Now, we talked about touring and all of that, and full circle moments, and that's part of the gig. That is the gig. It's touring and getting out in front of people and performing for audiences. Part of touring is, yes, playing a lot of gigs, some of which are festivals, and you've played a couple significant ones recently. I'm talking the Ohana Fest in late September of last year, 2023, in Southern California. Also, Bonnaroo earlier this month in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So, wow, is right. That's wild. I mean, that's got to be. Seriously, how nuts was that? And also, how do you? When you walk, I mean, we're in a room in a high school in Akron for 50 listeners of the radio station here, and it's what we do. But you walk out onto a stage at Bonnaroo in front of a sea of people in the summer heat at one of the iconic music festivals in America and the world the last 20 years. How nuts is that for you three? And how do you mentally psych yourself up for something like that for either of those festivals, really?
Well, first of all, I just want to say I'm pretty psyched to be here in Akron because
I completely agree.
my mom is from Brookfield, Ohio, and I've never been to Akron.
Really?
So I'm pretty
Where's your mom
stoked.
from?
Brookfield, Ohio?
Where's Brookfield, Ohio?
That's what she says. It's just a little town.
We'll have to pull up the Google
Brookfield High
Maps.
School. Yeah. But we started this tour off with Bonnaroo, so it was a really, really, we just were thrown right into the road life very
Right.
quickly, and we kind of amped ourselves up really quickly for that that festival.
I'm still laughing at what you just said. I'm sorry. We did.
Score. Yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, like a show is a show.
Yeah.
There's a stage, there's some mics, there's some people listening, and
Bonnaroo's a little different, though.
no,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is gonna sound funny, but I feel like the main difference for me, how I'm feeling on stage, is just like the temperature.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, temperature was top of mind.
Yeah.
It
at
was so
Bonnaroo.
hot.
Baking in the heat out there.
Yeah. It becomes a little bit more about like survival
Yeah.
and like not passing out.
It
Yes.
is- I was just going to say, it is a really beautiful thing to see the difference of the number of people that we're able to get in front of, and something like Bonnaroo was definitely a larger number of people.
Sure.
And we also got to perform at the Super Jam later that night, which was
that's cool. Yeah.
filled with people.
Yeah.
And it was very overwhelming and really, really cool. I think that there is a through line, though, of a room like this or a headlining show of ours and a festival. There still feels like a similar amount of people that are super engaged with us, here, every single one of you guys is very engaged in the show. And so I don't know, even if it's a difference of a few hundred people,
There's a common denominator after all.
yeah, and it still feels like there's somewhat of an intimate setting with people that are really there and really feeling us. And I think that will continue to grow. But it is really, really cool to be on bigger and bigger stages. And it was such an honor to be playing Bonnaroo. We were so excited.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. And I'm so happy for you for that experience. And
Thank you.
That's a good way to start a tour, right?
It was a really good way to start a tour. Yeah.
Well, and we talked about this at the beginning too. I mean, you three seem very, very much driven by a passion of empowering young women, spreading a message of self-acceptance and love. Is this the most important, directive of your music that you put out there into the world, would you say?
Listen, I would say definitely yes. I think it's for everybody, not just women, just not judging yourself and lifting yourself up and being kind. And I think we try to, emulate that in our love for each other, just lifting each other up. And I don't think women see a lot of women supporting women, at least. Charlie XCX just put out a new song about that. And it's
So good.
pretty good.
I just listened to it.
Women usually bring each other down, excuse me. So I feel
Which is what society makes us do.
yes, exactly.
It's not our fault.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
But love and acceptance, we definitely want to pass that along. Even singing these slow songs, if you're hurting at Bonnaroo, it's okay. We're singing if you're hurting to these people,
Let's party.
Yeah.
It's 100 degrees. Let's get in our feelings. I feel like music is just such a it's like the universal language, you know, it's the thing that everybody can connect on. And if there's one, I mean, when I was a kid, just walking around listening to music, I remember feeling like, dang, whoever wrote this song, like, this is the only person in the world that like can understand what I'm going through right now. And if we can do that for one person, that's just such an honor.
Ladies, I couldn't agree more. That was beautifully said. That is outstanding in the way you put all that. So, well said. Trousdale here to perform for our Summit members. Another Wayside Furniture Blind & Son Studio C session, touring behind the new album, Out of My Mind. That's out now. Looking forward to the big concert tonight, June 28th, 2024, at the Cambridge Room inside of House of Blues. Ladies, we got one final song. What do we have next for us?
This song is If I'm Honest.
If I'm honest, I save this picture on my phone. I pull it up when I'm alone, fantasizing. And if I'm honest, I know where he'll be tonight. I'll show up and act surprised, but I'm lying. Is that too honest? I do it every time. I say too much, then I cross the line. I trip on my words again. I wonder if I tell the truth. Would he go? Would he stay? Would he worry? Would I laugh? Would I cry? Would it harm me? Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm in love with the feeling of falling. I get drunk on the thought that he wants it. If I'm honest, yeah, I get nauseous thinking about what he might say if I told him I would wait for him forever. Is that too honest? I do it every time. I say too much, then I cross the line. I trip on my words again. I wonder if I tell the truth. Would he go? Would he stay? Would he worry? Would I laugh? Would I cry? Would it harm me? Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm in love with the feeling of falling. I get drunk on the thought that he wants it. If I'm honest, and I am so terrified. I just wanna get it right this time.
Akron, let's go.
If I'm honest, I've been thinking about you, thinking about you. If I'm honest, I've been thinking about you, thinking about you. If I'm honest, I've been thinking about you, thinking about you. If I'm honest, I've been thinking about you, thinking about you. If I'm honest, I've been thinking about you, thinking about you. If I'm honest, I've been thinking about you, thinking about you. If I'm honest, I've been thinking about you, thinking about you. If I'm honest, I've been thinking about you, thinking about you. If I'm honest, I've been thinking about you, thinking about you. If I'm honest, I've been thinking about you, thinking about you. If I'm honest.
Oh, man. Man, that was fun. Trousdale here with that song, If I'm Honest, live in Studio C for our Summit members. This has been a really fun Wayside Furniture Blind & Son Studio C session today. Trousdale joining us here, touring behind the new album, Out of My Mind, and show tonight, June 28th, 2024, at the Cambridge Room inside of House of Blues. This has been great, right, everyone in the room? This has been pretty fun. So, I don't know.
We're having fun.
I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there, ladies. How you feeling? Do we feeling like maybe one more song for our people here today, or Summit members?
I think we can make that happen.
yeah.
We're reading the room is what we're doing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, what should we cook up?
Stir up in that pot.
We could stir up a little movie star.
Yeah.
Let's stir up a little movie
Definitely
star
down.
and feed it to you all. If you're hungry. or not. We're just going to do it anyway.
We wrote this song about that feeling when you feel so just overwhelmed. Tried to capture that feeling when you're falling in love, and it's like, feels like a movie.
Call back the night I came alive up in your room. Red carpet high, you told me why you love me too. When I'm riding with you, I don't need the flash. Just the wind in my hair and your feet on the dash. Pull over in a parking lot, slow dancing to my favorite song. You kiss me at the perfect part. I'm feeling like a movie star. Your hands wrapped around my waist. Nobody makes me feel this way. I never thought I'd land the part. I'm feeling like a movie star. Right time and place, our lucky break. Too good, but it's true. You're famous to me, I'm trying to see I'm famous to you. When we're out at a party and both lock eyes. When I know that we're leaving and don't ask why. Sneak out 'cause we just can't wait. Climb up through the fire escape. You kiss me in the half dark. I'm feeling like a movie star. Your hands wrapped around my waist. Nobody makes me feel this way. I never thought I'd land the part. I'm feeling like a movie star. And maybe it's all your fault. I'm learning how to play the part of feeling like a movie star. I'm feeling like a work of art, like glitter when the music starts. You kiss me at the perfect part. I'm feeling like a movie star. Pull over in a parking lot, slow dancing to our favorite song. It's easy when I'm in your arms to feel like a movie star. Your hands wrapped around my waist. Nobody makes me feel this way. I never thought I'd land the part. I'm feeling like a movie star. Movie star. You have my heart. Movie star. You have my heart. Movie star. You have my heart. Movie star. You have my heart.
Trousdale, everyone. Quinn DeAndrea, Georgia Green, Lauren Jones. They are Trousdale. So happy to have you ladies here, and the future is bright. I know it, and I think we all enjoyed ourselves today, right, Summit members? This was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So much.